Hello everyone, I'm Ashley Cannon Newell, and for this week's Make It Monday, I prepared a quick tutorial showcasing yet another way to use your reinkers. That's making your own acrylic paint. To get started, you'll need important supplies, and that is first are reinkers. I have here just a few reinkers I think I may use for this project, and they're just different shades of blues and greens. And you'll also, and this is, I'm going to be probably trying to make a color like aqua mist. I have here just a ball mason jar and some gesso. Gesso is the canvas primer or a surface prep. This is a different brand that you can use. You can find that at your local craft or art store and most definitely online. Alright, so I have my water here to clean out my brush. I have my ball mason jar, and that's already filled with some gesso. And basically I'm just going to take my reinker and add them. This is aqua mist because I have what I did was I got a piece of cardstock scrap, and I'm just going to use the end of this just to stir it up. But I got a piece of cardstock just so I can use as like a color swatch like you would find at your local hardware store, paint store, to determine if this is the right tint that I want my paint to be. So the process is very simple. You just simply add reinker to tint the gesso. Since you're starting with a white gesso, it's going to be a little bit lighter, so the darker you want it, the more ink you will have to add. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to get a very, very dark color, you're going to have to add a lot more inks, and you may have to use different inks, not just, let's say for instance you want to create a certain color, like I'm trying to create aqua mist. You can start with aqua mist, but you may want to add a little bit more green, like a new leaf or something like that to it, or you may want to add a little bit darker, like an enchanted evening. And as you can see here, I'm testing it out to see if it's a perfect match, so to speak. And that's pretty close for ink, I mean for paint, I think. So I'm pretty much probably going to stop here adding ink, reinker to my gesso. But the cool thing about this is you can create any color you want. Here's one. I try to use something create a little bit of a berry sorbet. It ended up coming out on my project more like an autumn rose, which was really cool to find out. But basically you create your own recipe using the reinkers and just how many droplets you may need of, one color or another. As you can see here, here's my cardstock with berry sorbet. It looks berry sorbet-ish when you compare the colors, but on actual projects it may turn a different color, so keep that in mind. Here's another ink that I created using Summer Sunrise and Orange Zest. I was going for a Summer Sunrise look, and I think I got pretty close. So here it is here, and here it is on the color swatch there. It's fairly close. However, on my project, it got to be a little bit more peachy. So it just depends on what your medium's going to be, what you're going to be putting it on. So I'm just going to quickly show you how you can add, what you would even add paint to. So here's a linen bag from Paper Tray Ink's boutique. You can find a link to their boutique on their website, papertrayink.com, and then there's different supplies you can buy that are there just for a limited amount of time. But right now they still have these really cute linen bags and also canvas bags. I taped it off using painter's tape just so I can create a painted stripe bag. And I'm adding some paper cardstock in here because when you paint on linen or canvas, the paint will bleed through. And there's nothing wrong with it bleeding through because it is at least the inside of the bag, but just so it wouldn't get really wet and it could dry a little bit quicker, I add the insert of the cardstock. I'm just painting right directly onto the bag. Very simple technique. It's nothing fancy here. The fancy part is actually making your own paint. When you're painting these little bags, just make sure you get into little grooves and areas on the bottom and the sides just to have more of a complete professional finished look. And I painted all sides, both sides. And so I'm also going to add a different color stripe here. I'm going to use the aqua mist type of paint that I created and simply just paint the other part of the exposed part of the linen bag here. And this is really therapeutic, actually, painting. It's super fun, and it was so easy to create my own paint, and it happened really fast. I used the other end of my paintbrush to actually stir it, but you can use a straw, your actual paintbrush, or whatever. Here's a ball mason jar that I used to actually put it in. What's cool about this is it comes with a lid, and I probably can store this for a future project for just a short amount of time because it's airtight. Not sure how long. I'm sure it eventually would dry out, but it's just something to keep in mind if you're working on a project and you want to keep your paint overnight. That's how you can do it. And here's my finished linen bag. As you can see here, it's all dry. I just took some time to make sure that it was dry. And here's how it looks on the inside. You can see that there's still paint on the inside, which is still really cool actually. And I just completely transformed this linen bag into something absolutely different, stunning. I mean, I was even amazed by it myself. Not really sure how it was going to turn out and really look once I removed those that painter's tape. So I'm just going to just add a little tag here. I use flipping out and also do me a favor stamp sets to create a cute little tag, like a little favor that you would hand out. Like for instance, this will be great at a little beach theme party, a beach wedding type of thing, and it's just so cute for any type of favor, birthday gift, anything like that. You can completely transform those linen bags and create your own paint and use paint on all sorts of projects, and that's including cardstock as well. So here's that other color that I did, and it told you it came out looking a little bit more like autumn rose, which is still really great, but I love it. So I hope you can create your own paint soon and find new ways to use it. And that concludes the end of this week's video. I hope you've learned a new thing. For Paper Tray Ink, I'm Ashley Cannon Newell.